Hey everybody, welcome to Family by Design podcast with Kent and Liz. We're so glad that you found this podcast, and I believe you're going to be really strengthened and encouraged in your marriage and family. And God has raised you up to take care of your marriage and your family. And I believe that this podcast is a great way to help you become more equipped and strengthened to do the very thing that the Lord has called you to do. So be encouraged as you listen. How do you spell romance?
Do you want like the real definite, like real?
How do you spell romance?
CONNECTION or RELAT. Wait. RE. This is putting me on the spot. RELATIONSHIP. There you go. What does that spell? Connection?
Sex.
Wow. I mean, technically, if you think about it, connection, sex, I mean, they're both connection.
Wow. Tell me more. All right, so the point that we're getting at here, all right, is that the way, like when you talk about having a romance, I can't even say that that's I don't know anywhere in the Bible where romance is. It might be in there, but I don't know. Well, the whole book of Solomon, or Song of Solomon, is kind of a romantic, what we would call a romantic book. And it's all about the pursuit and it's actually really weird for guys to read as a whole. I don't know very many guys that they're like, that's my favorite book. I've met several women that it's like their favorite book.
It is good. It's about pursuit the whole time. Wooing,
it is. So that is one way though that we could both spell romance is pursuit. And so the idea of being romantic, it's in marriage. It's right. It's a good thing. And so, and obviously, like, you know, Hollywood has weirded it up and
right, which we talked about
stuff
on another podcast.
Yeah.
So you could go back and look at worldly romanticism.
Oh, yeah,
because it's totally like the world has and Hollywood has hijacked true romance.
Yeah. So, but there is something that God put there between a man and a woman that for them to very intentionally in a quote romantic way pursue each other, it's healthy. You know, it has proven to be a very healthy thing.
It has proven to be very healthy.
Yes. But if we're like, let's have a night of romance. Like if I said that to you, you know, if we said on, whatever, September 12th, we're going to have a night of romance.
Yes, because we have to be intentional.
My view of that, my goal in that is different than your goal.
Completely.
Your goal is to be connected emotionally. My goal is to be connected physically. And so I'm speaking that it's not just me.
Men.
Maybe women listening to this be like, whoa, you're really a pervert. No, that is your husband. Whether he would admit that or not, I'm pretty candid. Every guy is the exact same. When I was younger one time, I had this guy, he told me, he goes, and he was like 20 years older than me. He's like, older guys and younger guys all want the exact same thing. It doesn't ever change. And it's true. I mean, it's just the way that guys are. And it's also true about women. They don't ever change. They want the same thing. They're complicated, but
be careful.
But they kind of want the same thing. Yeah. They want relationship. But what's interesting is that I was reading an article one time and he was telling this story about how one night he did, put the kids to bed, fix dinner, clean the dishes up. They went to bed that night and they had a special night. And then the next night he did the same thing and he's thinking, 2 nights in a row. And she's like, no, I'm tired. Not happening. So, and he's like, and so then he said to her, what happened? It worked last night. And she said, I don't want a formula in our relationship. I just want connection. I just want to have a relationship with you. And that's good for the wife. You're like, oh, because I had never shared that with you till right now.
Yeah.
And so women are like, yeah, that's so good. Guys are like, dang it, man. How come we can't just have it one way? I do this and this happens. Because that's how guys think. So anytime we think about being romantic, for every guy, unless, I'm not saying I don't ever have thoughts of like, oh, I'll take you out for a nice dinner. Oh, we'll go.
You're
take
actually
a walk.
really good at pursuit.
I do. I do pursue you.
You're very intentional, and that's.
But I would be lying if I said
you
that
have
I didn't
some
have
ulterior motive.
Sure. That's the prize for the guy, is to get to that point. Like if you could imagine if there was a romantic night, quote romantic night, and it didn't include that, it would be the biggest disappointment for the guy ever. It'd be like, this sucks. This is terrible. So
see if I ever am romantic again or pursue you again.
It's true. It's true.
But life happens, and so.
And the truth is the other way around too. If you have, a guy who that's all he cares about, and doesn't ever make that connection in relationship, communication, all those things, then the wife would be extremely disappointed because there's no connection there. Right.
So connection is very, very important to women, because they want to connect face to face. They want to have conversation. They want to know how you're doing. They want you to tell them your dreams and your fears and
your feelings.
And your feelings, yes. And men, sometimes they're just like, whatever. It doesn't matter to me, because they think it's not going to be helpful or whatever. But women really like connection. So, and in general, women like pursuit. They like, as just a woman, your husband pursuing you, being intentional about it, it does make you feel beautiful. It makes you feel loved. It makes you feel valuable. It makes you want to have, a sexual intimacy. It makes us want to be vulnerable and embraced by our husbands whenever there is pursuit. So, and it's just a process too. And I think sometimes it can get so one-sided that the men are always pursuing the women, because, and just we like the pursuit. We like to be pursued. And oftentimes as wives, mothers, all the things that we do, especially like serving and taking care of our family, to women, sometimes that feels like pursuit to the husband. Like, I'm taking care of your children, I'm taking care of the home, I'm making sure this and this and this are done. That's what I'm doing for you. So let me ask you, as a man, do you like to be pursued by your wife? And if you do, what would that look like? Because I think women have a different view of what pursuit looks like. To me, almost pursuit.
And that's the point of this conversation. Yeah.
Looks like I am doing all these things to take care of your family. So that's what pursuit looks like to me. And I'm thinking that's not right, because I do know when you intentionally like send me a message that says, I love you. And I'm not necessarily even a words of affirmation. I like you to serve me, like do the dishes or make sure this is.
I need to figure out how to set my text messages to where it's automatic. I just type it in one time and every day it's retroactive. I love you. I won't have to think about it.
Wow. You're going to try to automate.
I feel like there's a lot of wisdom. Hey, it's the day we live in.
I think
I would never do that.
You can automate messages.
You cannot automate love, though.
You cannot automate love. So the question was, what does pursuit for a woman towards a man look like that would really make him feel valuable and loved? And I don't know that men necessarily. I think there's two different things we're talking about here that definitely go together. One is, we're talking about being romantic. Right.
And so in terms of like a general pursuit, like it is honoring to men when their wives do those kind of things. And you and I, by the way, we're all for the traditional role of men and women because God made it that way. It's like you have, I'm taking a rabbit trail here, but I'll get back to it. But you have this whole, society is like, oh, women are being degraded because they're staying at home and birthing babies. You need to go to work. It's like, really? How is going and working a job more incredible than pushing a baby out of your body, another life form out of your body,
and then nurturing
that?
And
how is that? How is that lesser than working a job? It's not lesser. It's the most incredible thing. It's a privilege. And so, anyways, and we're not against women working or anything like that. Right. Whatever you need to do, but we value that system. We believe it's the most accurate biblically. And just the fact that women have got the hookups literally to take care of babies at a young age, to literally nurse them, shows that is their job. God made them to do that. And then
it's not a lesser job.
It's not a lesser job. Men are built physically for physical labor and things like that. We're made to go and till the garden, if you will, whatever that looks like for each individual man. All right. So anyways, with that, in the scope of those roles, it's very honoring to men when they do take care of the home. If I came home and everything was destroyed. Sometimes it is that way because the boys destroy everything. 4 boys will do a lot. We'll do a lot of destruction. But anyways, but you run the home very well. You make sure you do. You make sure the laundry's done. You make sure everybody's fed and everybody's clothed.
Tell me more.
You do. You make sure the house looks good. It's
sometimes it doesn't smell very good.
Anyways, well, yeah. Again, 4 boys. So yeah. So all those things speak honor and a measure of pursuit. And so any man is grateful for that. And I married up for sure.
For sure you did.
However, if we're talking about romance,
right,
this is where I think a lot of women they literally could learn some things. Men can learn things too. And that's why we're having this conversation, because men want to be pursued sexually, period. It's just they do. That is what they want. Jimmy Evans tells this really funny thing. He says, and Jimmy and Karen are ones that we've gleaned from over the years. Yes. And he said, men, he said, if you want to basically, I forget the exact language, but like romance your wife, draw her in, pursue your wife. He said, communicate with her, love on her, be affectionate towards her, buy her jewelry, take her to do fun things. Like he gave this whole list of stuff. Mm-hmm. And he said, and like to really reach her heart. He said, women, he said, if you want to do that for your men, you want to pursue them and really reach them. He said, bring food and show up naked. It's like every guy hearing that was like, yeah, amen. Feel the Lord on that. But it's like that, what men, as far as romance, that's what men want. They want to be pursued.
Food and...
Well, even food, whatever you're going to eat or whatever. But I mean, don't combine those. But, on a date night, actually, that's great. Have a steak and then stay up late and, get the other one done too. So that's great. And I have a friend of mine that he was like, he's like, it would just be awesome because we were just talking about women pursuing us in this manner. Mm-hmm. And he said, it'd be nice if like she sent, you got to be careful sending messages and, sexting can be dangerous. You don't want to send it to the wrong person, but you could certainly send
and your
things.
Children look at your text messages.
Yeah, right. I know. So you could certainly send things to, your spouse. So the women could send things to a husband like, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Eyebrow raise.
Yeah, whatever.
Kiss
I don't know.
face.
Things like that. Like men like that kind of stuff.
If I sent that to you, your eyebrow would be raised.
I'd be home at lunchtime.
I was going to say, you might come home a little
early today.
And I'd be like, wrong time.
Yeah. So that men want that, and men really are basically pretty simple when it comes to that. They're not confusing. Women, they require, like, they're not formulaic. They require, pursuit. But it really, God made it this way to where, because if a man will make the effort to really, get and touch his wife's heart, if he'll make that effort and do that and find out what she needs at the moment, what ministers to her, and what she wants to talk about, and all, if he will do all that stuff, he'll reap the reward of the other one. Yeah. And I don't think it should only work that way. I think there should be times that even if he hasn't done anything worthwhile that day or that week, she should be like, you know what? I'm going to give him what he wants. Go for it.
Go for it.
I think that there's a place for that, but it goes back and forth, and it should be. Men need to understand that women, they want to be pursued relationally. Right. Romance to them is we connected and we this, that, and the others, and the other things, and guys are like bow down down down, like that's how we think about connection
between the sheets.
Yes,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Be back here tomorrow night.
Yeah, right.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and so
whenever.
This is all true though. I mean, this is how and this is how God made us. And we're being a little bit funny, but it really is true. That's how men are made. There's nothing wrong with that.
And we shouldn't.
Ladies, your husband, now he could be doing perverted things, and that wouldn't be accurate, obviously. But your husband having a sexual drive and a desire for you, be thankful for that. And he's not a pervert.
Right.
God made him that way. And I would say to husbands, your wife is a bit of an enigma, but God's given you the wisdom and the strength to be able to unlock her a little bit and really touch her heart. Because that's what, as important as sex is to men, like if men could wrap their mind around this, because I heard something that like men think about sex like 5,000 times a day or so. It was some astronomical number.
Which is crazy.
And I was like, it might be a little low, But, and of course, men have to be careful where they put their eyes and their mind and all that stuff. But as far as pursuing their wife, that's fine, but it's so ingrained in men that by the time, nighttime comes around or whenever that time, they are reared and ready to go. But the wife's been thinking like, what have you done for me today? Did you change any diapers today? Did you whatever? So, the Lord set it up like this for men to be able, like, if they didn't intentionally pursue their wives that way, it would be all about sex.
Right.
And so men need to realize that they need to be the ones that lead in this and pursue their wives, and then watch how your wife, you'll have special nights.
Special nights.
Amen.
Amen.
Do you have anything else you would like to add to that?
No, I think you said it all good. I think to just, a side note as far as women go, for your husband to be desiring you and interested in you is very good and right. And, we should appreciate that more, I think.
There's certain ways you can show your appreciation.
Well, but sometimes we, as women, we will get so focused on so many other things. And like I said earlier, our thought is I'm doing all these things to make sure the house is good and that, things are just taken care of. And that feels like we're ministering to you in a sense when it is. It's on, because if we're talking about like a culture of honor, like we want to honor you in that way. And so our minds don't go to sex right away.
Yeah.
It goes more to connection.
And a man's mind has never been off of sex. It's been on it the whole time. Right.
And so there could be some like confrontation or conflict between that and be like, why do you just always have to be thinking of me as a piece of something to conquer when, I just want to have a conversation with you. And really we should, embrace that more, that you do desire and that you do want relationship and that you are, pursuing that. That is healthy. It's right. It is healthy for a husband to desire his wife and want to be sexually intimate.
If he's not desiring you, then you need to go and begin to seek help. Ask, maybe, talk to somebody that might be able to help counsel you in this or something. Right. Because there should be that desire. And we could get into what desire looks like, and it's not, it's not Hollywood desire stuff.
Right.
Like that's not what it's about. It is strongly tied to honor. That'd be another thing for another time maybe. But like, because when you have a wife that is totally dishonoring, she could look like a Barbie, which, whatever. I don't know why Barbie is the epitome of an attractive woman, but whatever a 10 would look like, she could look like a 10. But if she, like, and as far as the world's view or whatever, but if she was dishonoring, that man wouldn't want to have anything to do with her. I've been around people before, like women before, that the world would have said, oh, they're very attractive, but they were so unattractive to me because of how not that I was, looking to be drawn to them or something, but just like they were very unattractive because they were terrible to people. They were nasty to be around. And like no man wants to be around that. They want to be around, and they're drawn to. So my point with this is that the drawing for attraction is physical. It definitely is physical, but it's more than that.
Right.
It does have to do with how they're being treated. But then you could turn the thing, right back around and say, men, your wives are looking for you to love them. They aren't a piece of meat for you to conquer or whatever, right? Or a mountain to climb. So anyways, all these analogies could get really bad, but they're there for you to love and pursue.
Right.
Because she's worth pursuing. You shouldn't pursue her just to like, okay, got the trophy, but she's valuable. She's worth pursuing. She's worth loving. She's worth being romantic with in terms of how she views it, all of that. So hopefully this helps you and just give a little perspective on how we view things. And so I would say this: men, pursue your wives more in what is romantic to her, what romance is to her. And I would say women, pursue your husbands more.
And what's romantic to them?
What's romantic to him. And don't not do it because they didn't do everything just the way that you think they should have or whatever. The marriages has to be based on a lot of grace and mercy for one another.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Family by Design. I pray that you were blessed as you listened to the word of the Lord for your life today. I want to encourage you to go on and leave us a review and a 5-star rating. If this ministry is blessing you, go to our website at www.wartmen.org. There you can find more resources, and you can also consider partnering with this ministry. If you like what we're doing, we just pray that you would at least join us in prayer and consider supporting us financially as we take the gospel deep into the hearts of people. Gospel preached, hearts awakened, and nations reformed.